quantify the amount of time that can equal your happiness. You can't do that. I put so much time into this, but yet you're miserable in this relationship. You have to end it. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I'm your host, Zakka. What is Nerdy Dating? It is a relationship advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd. And if you're a friend, family member, or somebody you know who just needs some dating advice, who wants some relationship advice, have them watch this show. Have them put a question in the comment section. I'll answer on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Also, another thing you can do, you can follow my Nerdy Dating site on, I guess, Nerdy Dating Instagram and TikTok, not really a site, but Instagram and TikTok with Zakka with Nerdy Dating, or Nerdy Dating with Zakka on TikTok and Instagram. You can follow us over there, get clips of the show. But now let's go and get into today's topic, and this is actually a request. I was asked to react to Tia Mowry, her interview on Chris Perry GQ TV, or Chris GQ Perry TV. I think it's GQ Chris Perry TV, or whatever the case would be, Chris Perry TV. Anyway, I was asked to react to something that she said about men not courting anymore, and just get my thoughts on it. But also to add to that, I was gonna react to the Breakfast Club, because Charlamagne, that guy, he decided to also say some things that, you know what, I'm gonna react to both of it on this podcast. So let's first go ahead and hop into what Tia says and see what she talks about with the world of dating. So here we go.
Go ahead.
How hard is it in the dating world now?
Oh my God!
What is it like out there for a single woman?
Shot of tequila? No. No,
I haven't been single for 5 years, so I don't know what this world is like out there. But I know, but from what I see and from what I hear, it is tough.
It is very tough. I will say I've only been in the dating world for, I want to say, 3 months now, and it is exhausting.
It's exhausting.
I want to throw the towel in. I'm like, what is wrong with you know? And I will say this.
Okay.
Someone had told me, and I wanted to be like, no, I disagree with you, and I don't want to believe it. They were like, you just, because my last relationship when dating was, when I was, dating this person, it was beautiful. It was amazing. It was wonderful. There was courting that was, involved. And I was saying how I feel like that's no longer, present, meaning like people just don't court each other anymore. And this person was like, well, that's old news. Like people just don't do that anymore. There's just this whole new way of doing things. And I'm like, you mentioned tradition, and I think that's where it kind of needs to go back to, where, a man is courting a woman and showing her, how much he appreciates her and wants her and loves her, or wants to be with her. And I feel like what's happening now, and again, I've only been in the world for a few months, is they have this mentality right off the bat that there is someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like there could be someone else.
Is it that they're the prize?
Yes.
We talking deep here.
Yes.
We about to get into it.
Oh my God, that the man is the prize.
The man is the prize.
Yes. I'm talking loud. Yes. That is so true. Like they've taken it off of the woman. And
if we read the scriptures, we look in the Bible, that the man becomes more infatuated with himself. And it's so
true.
So I'm a gym guy. I love the gym. I'm fitness.
Okay.
And I love the idea of building and growing and being successful, and all the young entrepreneurs. Yeah. It's very cool to see. But does it come to a point where people are just too self-absorbed?
Oh God. Very much so.
And I feel like a lot of men kind of lost women are the catch. Women are beautiful. Women create life. Women create a home. Women are hustlers now and entrepreneurs and doing so much. And I just feel like men don't appreciate them the same way that they used to. And I know, and I hear this all the time, and I know we're going to get this. Yeah. Well, women are different now too. Women are, I understand that. But I feel like men set the tone.
It's true. And I feel like also it seems as if men are now just looking at women as objects. Do you know what I mean? And just from one need or perspective, as opposed to, looking at building and growing. And what I mean by building, like building a family, growing a beautiful unit, for your family and your kids, building for a better future. And I just feel like things are so, it's like instant gratification. You know what I mean? They just want something like quick and easy and now. I don't know. It's not easy.
We live in some crazy times, right?
Yeah,
It's a very tough time.
But I believe,
as you should,
I'm not gonna, give up. I just want to put that out there too, that yes, it does seem as if there's, what do they say, pee in the pool?
Well, I hope it ain't pee in the pool. I don't know what it is.
But I just truly believe that, there are people, and this is what I love about your platform.
Yes.
I follow you and I follow some other guys to even keep me accountable and show some sort of accountability and believing that there are people out there that, really understand, the importance of a beautiful, wonderful, healthy, non-toxic relationship.
And that's what I promote, is healthy relationships. And speaking of healthy
I'm going to stop right there real quick. And actually, there's a part I think she breaks down later on about like what she looks for in a partner. And it's also going to add to why she finds it harder. But let's see what she says, if I found it.
First of all, I think it's just really important to prioritize you taking care of yourself. Because if you don't, it's just not going to happen, especially being a mother and being in this industry. I think if you really tell yourself how important resetting is.
I actually don't think she talks about
I think it's easier.
Therapy, but she does bring it up as far as like she looks for a partner that also goes to therapy. She says, she's like, I want somebody who goes to therapy, and you don't go to therapy is a deal breaker. She said later on the podcast, I will put the whole podcast in the comment section or the description of this video, so that way you can go click the podcast and listen to it for yourself. But I do want to go back, and I didn't like the fact that he also kind of put words in her mouth in a sense about like men saying they want to be the prize. Now, she said that she just don't see men courting anymore. Let's look up the definition of courting real quick, and we will break that down. So courting means to be involved romantically, typically with the intentions of marrying. Right now, courting is a part of dating. Courting is a part of dating. But right now, everybody has different intentions on what they're looking for when it comes to a relationship, what they're looking for when it comes to a partner. Not everybody out there wants to marry. Not everybody believes in marriage. So if you're meeting somebody, talking to somebody, you need to ask them what their intentions are from the jump. Just don't assume that they're going into the same date, going to the same, they're on the same app, so they're out there in the world looking for the same thing you're looking for, because they probably won't. You have to talk to them and get to know what they're about first and see. And it's okay to ask on the first date, what are your intentions are? They're like, I don't know. I just out here looking around. Then that's up to you to make the option of saying, I want to continue this as a relationship, or I don't want to pursue this any longer. You have the option to do that. And this whole, like, the thing that men want to be treated as princesses and everybody wants to be considered a prize. And I don't think they actually mentioned princess treatment. I might have just thrown that in there because that's such a word that goes with it. But men want to be considered a prize. Yes, everybody wants to be considered the prize. I think both should be considered a prize. I think both women and men should be considered a prize, and each person should treat each other like they're a prize. Because there's so many options out here, and why would you settle for somebody who doesn't value you as a person, who doesn't value you as a partner? Why would you settle for that? Why would you keep chasing somebody who doesn't want to show you the same kind of energy that you're trying to put into them. Why would you do that to yourself when you can go find that from somebody else? So I say treat both as a prize. Both men and women should treat each other as prizes, not for like, well, one gender should be treated as a prize only, and the other person doesn't get anything in return. The other person doesn't get, just, hey babe, let me take you on a date one day. Like, if ladies, if you've been dating a man for like 4 months or 5 months, do something. Treat him nice for once in the night, or treat him nice once a month. Treat him nice. If he's taking you out on dates, he's doing all this stuff, treat him nice. It's okay. Show him that you care too, and don't just use sex as a thing to be like, oh, well, I have sex for him, because men want more than sex. A man in a relationship, he wants more than just sex. Now, she's saying man wants stuff too easy. You're gonna find guys who generally just want to hook up with women. You'll find guys who don't want the whole thing of a relationship. They just want to hook up, and that's perfectly fine. That's up to them. But you have the option to say, you know what, I don't want that for me. But you can go have fun with that. I know what I'm looking for. That is the beauty of today's modern dating. You don't have to settle. You have so many options where you can say, I know what I'm looking for. I don't want any less than that. And that person, they wanted to go find that, let them have fun themselves. But that's not what I'm about. You have the opportunity to say that. That's the beauty of today's dating. You don't feel like my clock is running out, or I don't have other options right now, so I'm just going to settle down for the next body. You don't want to be with just a body. You want to be with a person that matches best with you. Now, we're going to keep digging in further here. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the Breakfast Club and Charlamagne and the squad as they talk about this same video. So let's see what they're saying.
And wants her and loves her, or wants to be with her, they have this mentality right off the bat that there is someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like there could be someone else.
Is it that they're the prize?
Yes.
We talking deep here.
Yes.
We about to get into it.
Oh my God, that the man is the prize.
The man is the prize.
Yes. I'm talking loud. Yes.
So we're asking 800-585-1051. What are your thoughts? Jason?
I mean, everybody should feel like they're the prize. I want to feel like I'm the prize. I want to make you feel like you're the prize. We both going to be the prize because we should be the winning team. I don't know why one person should feel like they're the prize over the other, why that should even be a debate. But at the same time, I also feel like when you have what appears to be a successful marriage and you choose to be out here in these streets, the streets are cold. And if you get the chills, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand why we can't both feel like we're special. You know what I'm saying? If you the prize, I'm the prize too. You special, I'm special. Let's be special together. And I do think, Ebony K. Williams was up here, and she said, something to the effect of, in the eyes of some men, when you get older, after you done had some kids and you out here single, in the eyes of some men, your value isn't the same. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I think men still court. Mm-hmm. They just choose to court based on how they perceive your value, I think. I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I've been married, 22 years, 23 years, and I still court my wife.
Don't nobody care. You're married.
But I'm going to tell you why that makes sense. I still court my wife regardless, and because I can still continue to court my wife, my kids see it. And I have 4 daughters, and my daughters know that they need to be felt special. Don't take my daughters for granted. And my sons know that when they're dealing with a woman or their girlfriend, to make them feel special and to court them and to make them feel a certain way. And
yeah, but they're 20-something years old.
But her boyfriend courts her. Like I told you the other day, her boyfriend brought her home flowers.
Yeah, but they 20-something years old.
It doesn't matter if they 20, if they 30, or they 40. You should still court in any relationship regardless.
I agree. We should encourage the men to still court, but I think what Tia is saying, as a 40-something-year-old woman, it is very hard to still get courted like she did back in the day because the people in her age demographic don't seem to be on that.
That's not what she said.
That's what it sounds like she's saying.
But I think you said something interesting. Hopefully people caught it, because I see DDG and Hallie, and he courts her.
He courts her, right?
And she and whatever. But so it's still there. But you said it based on the perceived value.
Well, she's older now. She's older. She just coming out of a relationship. She's probably looking for men her age. Men her age are probably either married, already in relationships, or they probably feel like I ain't with all of that.
Well, I'm sure there's some single men her age,
I can't deal with my cholesterol, my blood pressure, and court you.
Right.
Either we gonna be together or we not.
Right.
But I'm sure there's some men her age that are still courting.
Where they at? She listening to the radio like that right now saying, where they at? That's the whole point she was trying to make on that podcast. Where they at, though?
Drake's dad is single. We were talking about Drake earlier. Isn't he single? I mean,
that's old school pimping. No. Ain't no court.
All right, we're going to stop with this about Drake's dad and whatnot.
All right. Ain't no.
All right, hold on. So, okay, she has kids. She's an older lady. perceived value, as Charlamagne called it, is based on the perceived value a man will court you or not. No, I don't think it's based on perceived value. I think what men will court a woman, because courting is looking to marry. So if she looking for somebody to date her in the intentions of marriage after she got through a divorce, after she is 3 months into the dating game, that's gonna be tough. Especially somebody asks you like, "Oh, when's your last relationship?" She said, "I just broke up 3 months ago," or "I got through a divorce, filed a paper for work for the divorce." I would think if I was talking to Tia, I'd be thinking like, "Oh, she's not in for this seriously. She's in for this, just to have fun." And I will still court her, as in like not court to marry. I'll probably just date her. I'll probably take on dates, which according to marriage, that's the definition according to being involved with somebody romantically for the sake of marriage. Then I wouldn't court. I would just date, which is just take out the places, treat her for a good time. Which courting and dating is the intention of courting pretty much. Dating is the general thing of it we're talking about here. So if she's looking for somebody just to take her on dates and take her out, bring her flowers, talk about what she likes, talk about, and when she don't conversate with somebody, like say like having a conversation like, "No, I would love that, I would like that," and that guy's paying attention, he's gonna go get flowers for her. If she says, "I love flowers," or "I have flowers," or whatever the case may be, she drives around and like talk about the things her day and what she's doing, how she moves, and she's talking about her lifestyle, and somebody sees that and somebody listens to her, especially on a date, they will go get her flowers. If she says she likes flowers, she buy a flower once a week kind of thing, they'll do that for her. Or she's like, I love some kind of food, they'll find a way to go get Italian food for her, or go to Italian restaurant, whatever the case may be. Or she's like, "I love movies," talking about movies. This conversation and break up, and a dude, if he wants to date you, he's gonna date, and he's gonna do that. She's saying men, older they are, like, one, your world has opened up so much. I don't know how long she was married, but her world has opened up so much from what it was when she got into her marriage. And there are people who are going to be looking to date still, and there's people who are looking to marry, and there's people who are looking to just have fun and hook up. You have to ask people what their intentions are. As far as Charlamagne goes, he's like, well, the older they are, they just don't have time for it. And there's a few people out there who will say, "I don't have time to date. I don't have time to do this. If we match, we match." But I'll guarantee you, they're not going to sit there and like treat somebody like trash. Like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to treat you more than anything. You're going to jump in this relationship with me." No, they still are going to take their time out, probably open the door for her, pick her up if she wants to be picked up. Now, everybody's doing that nowadays because you have to think about this. It's not just safe to just get in a car with somebody they're meeting so many different people. It's not just safe to just get in a car right off the bat on the first date. Like, I'd rather meet somebody somewhere first, see if they're worth having time and speaking to in a conversation. If I go pick up somebody on the second date, third date, I'll pick up somebody. But the first date, now we're meeting somewhere just so I can figure out who you are, what you're about, if I'm getting catfished or not, because that can happen. Also, Tia has to put into the fact that she's also a celebrity, so her pool of men is going to be a lot higher, and a lot more, a more higher pool of men that she had to go into, because she's not going to just date the average person. Like, she's not. She's a celebrity, and she needs somebody who understands that lifestyle as well. And that celebrity lifestyle, a single celebrity in their 40s, she can find that. Now, time is what somebody's gonna take. Like, if they want to date, if she wants to be courted for marriage, she's looking for marriage again, looking for another marriage, she might have to talk to a dude and see where he's coming from and see what his intentions are with dating. If his intentions are with dating, like, I'm just looking to have fun, or I'm not looking to marry, but I just don't want to be in a relationship, I want a partner, but I don't want to be married, there's your answer. Go from there. So take that as you will and go from there. But Charlamagne, I don't believe that men don't court anymore because they don't have time. Like, that's just, they're not, or perceived value. They're not going to court you based on perceived value. A man's not going to court you based on what he is going through. If he wants to be in a relationship with you, he's going, not the whole thing he wants to, he will, but he wants to be in a relationship, he'll try to make that effort, and wherever his effort is to be in a relationship, and he'll let you know, like, hey, I'm doing something, I don't have time right now, I'm doing something, I'll hit you up later. Like, he will make effort, and wherever his time frame is, and wherever his cap for the time of the day, he'll let you know what he's doing and make that effort and make time for you. But sit there and be like, oh, well, they're over, they just want somebody just to fit in. That's no. And that perceived value aspect of oh, well, she has kids. There's a dude who will hit up a woman with kids. It wouldn't matter. There's some guys who won't, but there's some dudes who will. There's guys who go after cougars. Some men who won't. There's some dudes who will. There's guys who go after women with kids. Like, legit. Like, they would date women with kids. Like, they only date moms. Like, there's dudes that do that. So, there's a butt for every seat. And they don't sit there like the perceived value is why, though. It's not the lady, trust me. It's going to be more the guy himself why he's not going to pursue romantically, takes him out on a date romantically instead of just a hookup. It's going to be on the guy. Now, as a lady, you have to ask yourself if that's what you want from this dude. If you want a hookup, go for it. Understand what you get into. If you want an actual relationship with him, understand that and make that known. Make it known what you're looking for. And ask him what he's looking for and watch his actions. All right, let's go ahead and move it on. Get some TikToks to react to here. Then we get some Reddits. So here's the first one from tonight's conversation. But I go ahead and get this started.
Pros and the cons to dating guys older than me.
Ain't nobody in here ever had a teacher or a professor that was the same age as if. If we kings, let us teach.
So what do you teach her?
Amen.
What are some of the things you teach her?
Amen, king. Teach her.
That took a damn turn.
When you date somebody older, sometimes they can act like they your parent, and they can step. And then because I'm listening to how you took control of that whole conversation, and that was kind of questionable right there, because it taught me something, just like it taught the rest of y'all something. You hear me? Okay. The problem is that when it's somebody younger than you, you feel like you can fix them. You want them to move at your pace in life. But you have to be careful. I'm going to say this to you because I'm not in y'all relationship. I'm going to say this to you right here, okay? You still have to learn life at your own pace, okay? It's beautiful that you have somebody that can hold you accountable because of their life experiences, but this is your life. You can't merge your identity to him because he has more life experiences than you, okay? So be careful with that. Now, I'm not saying that it's predatory what it is that you're doing. I'm just saying when you enter that dynamic, it's very easy to feel like I am a parent. I am fathering you. I'm trying to fix you. I'm trying to teach you. And although it may come from a good place, good intent, sometimes it's not always good for you.
All right, word. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. What are the pros and cons of dating somebody older than you? The pros are like they said, the life experiences. Talking to somebody, learn about the life experience. That is a pro, and you can like see how they move through life and ask like, hey, okay, you're dealing with this. How do I go about dealing with this situation? They can give you insight on certain topics or certain moments in life that you probably haven't experienced. Let's say you date somebody who's 5 years older than you, and they experience something like, oh yeah, I remember when I did this, 5 years ago. Like especially those coming from college to the real world, and you got somebody who's in the real world and they're 5 years. So let's say you're 22 and they're 27, or you're 23 and they're 28. You learn how to navigate life and certain experiences for somebody who's older. And flip side, let's say it's a guy who's younger and a girl who's older. You can learn things from her, how a woman wants to be treated, how older women expect certain things and how the things to be done. You can learn that from somebody who's older, and how things that you think matter at a certain age, a younger age, the older you get, the more you realize that like, oh, that didn't matter as much as I thought when I was younger. An older person can kind of give you a heads up like, hey, I know you think this right here is your world right now. I know you think right now this is going to matter more than life, but you'll see. Just take it easy. Don't go too hard in it, or you probably should invest in that. You probably should go through that because I didn't do it at that time and actually would have been a good choice. Or you're actually doing too much at this point. Take a moment and enjoy life a little bit, because you'll find out when you get through that it might not have been as worth it as you thought it was during that time. So you can learn like life experiences from an older person, being around an older person, or some things that come with that. Cons. It could be somebody who can fall into that, like, I'm going to teach you everything, and be more of the like teacher, and not let the person experience life themselves, because the fact that the older person has already done it. So they, instead of being somebody who, gives advice or gives gives advice or gives, I want to say not wisdom, but maybe it's wisdom, bestow some of their wisdom. What am I? Shakespeare. But bestow some of their wisdom. Instead of getting somebody to do that, you might get somebody who's like, no, you need to follow this and do this, like I tell you to, because I've already experienced it. You might get somebody who will try to make that, make you follow their path because of the fact they're older than you versus you guys growing together. So I would say that's a pro. It would be like you get somebody who probably experienced a little bit of life and you get to learn a little bit of something from them. Now, in the con would be somebody, like they said, who not letting you be you and just pretty much say, well, I done things this way, you're going to follow a step like I done. That could be a con, and it's a con in dating somebody who's older than you. But date who you want to date in the end of the day, though, while I add to that, date who you want to date, but also be who you are. Don't let somebody else control your narrative and control the way you want to move through life. Go how you want to go. You want to date somebody older than you, that's great. Don't, let that deter you, the age deter you to talk to them. And ladies, younger, you want to date somebody younger than you, go for it. Don't let their age deter, and don't say like, well, the mindset's not the same. Go have fun. If you want to have fun with a younger dude, go have fun. And pretty much come down to intentions, ask each other what you guys are looking for at the end of the day. But as far as her question, the pros and cons of dating somebody older, that's what I would say a pro and cons are. All right, next video here is from Emily King again. Let's see, or Emily W. King. So let's see what she's talking about in her video, what she's reacting to.
How much money would it take for you to cheat on him?
A lot.
A lot? How much money would it take for you to cheat on her?
There's no money.
There we have it, folks. This is a solid couple. How much is a lot?
Like above 10 grand.
Above 10 grand? I mean, yeah, she could buy you some pretty nice things with that.
Yeah. 10 grand. I was gonna say like a mil, but
No. All righty.
but yeah, I hope this proves that men are kings. And but I love my girlfriend.
She's also a queen, okay?
Yeah.
These are kings and queens too. All right.
I think it's pretty clear that we can all agree that king is not with a queen. He deserves way better, and you can see the realization on his face when that girl is given a second chance and she puts a number on it of 10 grand. Plus, can we talk about how if that man gave her same answer, he would be destroyed in the comments.
Okay, yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong at all. So they're definitely in a monogamous relationship, and their boundaries, cheating is one of their boundaries. And she says a lie. So he's sitting there like, wait a minute, what? Like, he was taken back by it. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. He actually had to sit there. He's like, he's gonna say something. He actually caught us at the end there, which I'm glad he caught himself. He's like, I love my girlfriend. Because he was about to say something that they had a conversation about this after that video. There is no number that you can put on cheating. There is no number you can put on cheating. That is, I can't even think of what would be in the conversation where you'll find yourself like somebody's like, hey babe, so somebody just offered me, $1 million to sleep with them. Like, I said no. Like, heck, I don't know. The conversation you might get in trouble for you saying no to that, but like I wouldn't even like, unless go have a conversation with your partner and talk to him about like, hey, are you okay with me sleeping around with somebody for $1 million? It wouldn't be cheating because your partner would be like, okay, like you have a conversation with your partner gonna do one or two things, get that bag or don't. but yeah, there should be no number on what you would do to cheat on your partner. That should never even come through your mind. If you're in a monogamous relationship and cheating is a boundary of yours, there should not be a number on like, oh, this is what that number is, I'm going to go for it. If that's the case, you might want to reevaluate what your boundaries are in your relationship and also reevaluate what you and your relationship is about with your partner, because there shouldn't be a number on that at all. Like she shouldn't say that, and he had a conversation. I'm curious to see what the conversation is like. I would love him to fly on the wall, but yeah, she should have just kept it moving. All right, next video here is from Can I Vibe With Y'all podcast. Let's see what they have to say.
Why do you guys stay with a guy if you're already mentally checked out?
I
feel like 'cause you put so much time into it.
Do you think it's gonna get better? Do you say something to him? Of course. If you're mentally checked out and you don't communicate, that's like a recipe for disaster, basically.
But I'm also the type of person that I'm very affectionate. I'm all about actions. Like I love hard. You get me? Like I try my best to do what I can to make the people around me happy, whether it's my boyfriend, whether it's my friends, whether it's my family members. Like I try to go above and beyond for the people I love.
She said a bunch of nothing, pretty much, to add to that end. If you're mentally checked out of your relationship, and the reason why you won't break up because your answer is that you put time into it, you need to get out of that relationship. You got to end that. There is no amount of time to put on your happiness. There's no amount of time to put on your happiness. Like you can't even quantify the word I'm looking for, that quantify the amount of time that can equal your happiness. You can't do that. I put so much time into this, but yet you're miserable in this relationship. You have to end it. Like you said, you think it gets better. That's why you stay in it, and we think it's gonna get better. But if you don't communicate that, like how he just said, it is gonna lead to a worse breakup. If you're not happy in a relationship, let your partner know, for one. Let your partner know, hey, I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. Come with solutions. Don't just say, I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, and just leave it at that. Because what do your partner can do with that? How can your partner better help the situation out if they don't know what they can do? Like, so come with a solution. You don't bring this up to your partner versus just sitting there being silent, because closed mouths don't get fed. But there is no time in the world that can equal your happiness. There's no time. I put so much time in this, but you're miserable. You're better off in that relationship. Learn from that and don't sacrifice your time, because we know we can live to 75, 76 years old and beyond. But life all can go away like that. We can lose our life within seconds. So don't waste your time being miserable. If you're in a situation you're not happy in, find a way to, like, all right, you gotta end this. Have a kid involved, and the kid's not, don't let your kids suffer because you're like, all right, I'm gonna pretend to be this happy couple for my kid's sake. And your kid gets older, they're gonna have these issues with trust because, like, my parents didn't really like each other. They got divorced the moment I got, was out the house. They broke up. By the time I was out the house, how can I trust I didn't see what a healthy relationship looked like. I see what the facade looks like, but I didn't see what the healthy relationship looks like. So wherever you're not happy in your relationship, one, bring it to your partner, and that doesn't change. Find a way to end that relationship. Wherever you have kids, wherever you have the ring, wherever the case may be, you have to end it, because your happiness and your mental health is way more important than a relationship that you're trying to keep going because of time. All right, Reddit time. So this first one is, what can I, male 27, do to assure my wife, 26 female, that she doesn't have to sexually satisfy me all the time? My wife of 4 years and partner of 8, high school sweethearts, congratulations, Mazel Tov, have had a running problem throughout our entire relationship. I was diagnosed as hypersexual since I hit puberty, and my wife has probably the lowest sex drive I've seen on anyone. This leads me to a lot of times where I'm in the mood to do it, but she doesn't want to. Hypersexual. That's a diagnosis. Anyway, I don't see this as a huge issue. She isn't there as a sex toy for me. Nice. Our relationship is more than just sexual. Congrats. She is truly my soulmate. I have no issue just taking care of her myself. I have no issue just taking care of myself. However, my wife doesn't see it like that. She often cries to herself because she cannot satisfy me. She always says it's not fair to me, but no matter how many times I tell her that it doesn't matter, she still gets these episodes of depression. How can I convince her that I love her and that it doesn't matter if she can't satisfy me? How can you convince her? Just reassure her. You just have to have a conversation and keep reassuring your wife that, like, hey, I love you. our sex drive is not an indication on our relationship and an indication on our marriage. I did not date you or marry you for your sex. I married you for the person you are. I love you so much. I just want to let you know. So every time she goes through that, I would say, give her a hug, hold her, and just tell her like, hey, I love you. I'm not here for sex. I'm here for you as the person. And she said, I can't sexually satisfy you. You can say sex is not that big of an issue for me. I don't mind, taking care of myself, which you mentioned, like, I don't mind that. And that doesn't indicate anything less of you that I do that. I love you so much. So I would just reassure her that you love her, that sex is not a staple of your guys' relationship. It's not what you value as a high priority in your relationship. Keep telling her that, and just keep telling her that you love her, that you, every time she cries and have an episode, hold her and just reassure her that you're there for her, not there for the sex. And that's the best advice I have for you on that. Next question. I, female 25, am falling out of love with my partner, 29 male, of almost 3 years, and of course I do not want to remain feeling this way nor leave. I'm female 25, am in a relationship with my partner, male 29, for almost 3 years already. I would like to ask for advice how to stay in love or how to work this out. I acknowledge I can't say that. I acknowledge that it's a me problem that I consistently keep falling out of love with my previous partners. Usually takes me 1 or 2 years in a relationship, but this one current has been my longest relationship, more than 3 years, dating and officially partners by 2 years to 3 years. It's about 2 years, 11 months, but 3 years. My decision to break it off with my previous relationships is not only because I fell out of love, I had a history of toxic relationships or being with immature partners, and me falling out of love actually helps me get away from those bad relationships. With my current partner, it's been a nice and healthy relationship. We have fights, but I consider them healthy, and of course he's not 100% everything I want in a man. I would say he's 80%. I wouldn't trade for a newer 20%. Us being a healthy couple may be the reason why I lasted more than 2 years with him. That's being my upper limits as usual. I thought I've already gotten over this curse of just falling out of love all of a sudden, but here I am again. I noticed I've fallen out of love for around 2, 3, 4 months now. I don't know. All I know is I would like to seek advice now on what to do or how to bring back that love, because I believe that love is a choice and that I'm finally choosing to stay with this person as my lifelong partner. P.S. For those who might ask why I haven't gotten a ring / proposed yet, even after 3 years together, we are not financially able to settle down on our own. But he keep reassuring me that he will want to marry me once we're secure financially. That's a weird PS, because nobody's asking about a ring. Nobody's thinking about the ring here, but obviously you're thinking about that ring, and I guess where your timeline is, you're like, well, 3 years, we should have a ring. One, if you're falling out of love with your partner, the ring is not going to matter. A ring on your finger is not going to change the fact that you're falling out of love with your partner. What you have to do, if you feel like you're falling out of love, reignite that spark. Go back out on dates. Start doing the things you did when you first met him. Go on adventures. Go change things up. Or maybe where y'all was courting each other, and whatever way y'all was going on dates, and whatever way y'all was having moments of passion, whatever the case may be, or intimacy, whatever that situation may be. Go back and redo that again. Go out and do that. Go out and go to places that spark that passion for you again. You said you falling out of love with somebody who is 80% the right thing for you. You're going to give up the 80% for 20%, and you say you wouldn't do that. So at this point, like, are you falling out of love because you're in a healthy relationship, because everything's stable, everything's consistent, which you want that? You want to have a stable, consistent relationship. And just because it's stable doesn't mean it has to be boring. So because it's consistent and healthy doesn't mean it has to be boring. You guys can still change things up. You guys can still mix things up. Go on places, go on adventures, go back and date each other. Are you guys going through the motions? Because that's one thing I would love to ask. Are you just going through the motions? Are you coming home, sitting on the couch next to each other, watching a TV show? Let's say you guys are watching Game of Thrones. Shout out Game of Thrones. And that's all you guys are doing. Or you're coming home watching Loki, and that's all you guys are doing. You're not doing anything else. You're watching football at home and not doing anything else. How about you guys get together, get up, go to a bar and watch the game, or go to the actual sporting event, or go to like the mall, or go to do something that gets you out of the house. Go to a romance store. Go to the pumpkin patch. It was this fall season, so I'm thinking pumpkin patch. Go do romantic things. Change it up. Put money aside and go on a big date at the towards the end of the month. That way, you guys not just going through the same cycle of work, sit at home, sleep, work, sit at home, sleep. Change it up, because you just go through the same cycle. Yes, you're gonna fall out of love with somebody. Yes, you're gonna stop choosing to be like, you want some excitement, you want something different, but you can have excitement in a healthy relationship. Change it up. You don't have to just sit there and just go through the same things. And financially, okay, you say you don't have a financial, you're not financially stable enough. But what you can do little things on a budget. Have a dinner in the park. Have lunch in the park. Go have lunch at a different restaurant. Just even little things like that. Where like, okay, instead of going and getting coffee at this coffee shop here, we'll go to the coffee shop on the other side of the city and try it out. Change it up. You do little things where it doesn't have to break the bank, where you can spend less than $10 and still make it interesting for you. Next question. Was she after the money? Show me the money. A while ago, I, 31 male, met a 34 female on one of the dating apps. We exchanged numbers and met up at a cafe of her choice. We were talking a while while we was heading into the cafe and waiting in line. After we sat down at a table, the first thing she asked me was if I chose my profession for money. It wasn't a serious tone, but more like a playful one, but kind of weird question to ask early. I do work a job that could be considered high income, but I mostly live a frugal life. Then we talked more. I enjoyed our conversations. I thought she was engaged, and I felt a connection. Out of nowhere, she asked me what car I drive. Almost 10-year-old economy sedan. Gave my honest answer and told her that I plan on driving until it was a beater. Then we talked more, and we both seemed to enjoy it and engage. Eventually, she said she had to take care of her dog, so we called it a day. I walked her to her car. She does drive a better car than mine. She gave me a firm hug. I asked her if she was down to meet up again. She said yes. I texted her when I got home, told her it was great meeting her, and we'll love to see her again. Pretty much all she texted back was that it was great meeting me too. I tried to set up another date a few days later, but she didn't respond. I double texted her a week later. She responded with an apology, tells me that she's busy with school and no longer dating. A few weeks later, we still match on the app we met. She updated her profile. I came across her on another dating app with new pictures. I was a bit hurt. I thought I met the one. Clearly, I was too emotionally invested. Anyhow, were these signs that she was only interested in me for money? No, I wouldn't say those signs that she's only interested in you for money. There's a few things you can look at here. Yes, the question about asking what kind of car you drive. Yes, the question about asking, do you treat your job for a profession or for money? Just see, I think that first one, the treating profession for money, was more to see like, are you doing something you love? I think I would look at that question more that way versus, no, I'm actually just doing this just because I need a paycheck. As far as the kind of car you drive, maybe that one right there, I've been like, okay, maybe she's looking at me just for the kind of car I'm driving, but I wouldn't look at it as she was, as looking at me for a gold digger. I would say once she did you a favor. For her to ghost you and then say she's busy with school and everything, and then turn around and technically she really didn't ghost you. She said she was busy with school. She left you on red for a week and then turn around and say, I'm busy with school, no longer dating, but still in a dating app. Maybe she's not looking for anything serious. Maybe she's looking for just hookups and flings. And as you're like, okay, no, I want somebody who's serious. I just want to seriously meet somebody, get to know somebody. maybe y'all guys just didn't align there. You know, you say you felt the connection. She didn't feel that same connection. That's perfectly fine. That can happen on dates, and one person goes off in their own way, you go off on your own way. Chalk up this L, man. I would say it's not, you know, the greatest to be so emotionally invested in somebody day one, but it happens. Chalk up the L. She did you a favor of going saying, hey, you know what? I'm not looking forward to this. I'm going to move on. And we'll move on with work and school and whatnot. And the fact that you saw her on a dating app, that happens. People change their profile all the time after saying they don't want to date anymore. They go on there. Because maybe her intentions is not for, you know, just to date somebody. Maybe her intentions is to hook up. And keep hooking up until she finds that person who she feels like matches her. So it's a her thing, not a you thing. I wouldn't say she's looking for you after money, though. Next question. My partner says they're uncomfortable with me because I am on a plant-based diet after a year of dating. My partner randomly decided that they're uncomfortable with me because I eat eggs and dairy. They've gone completely vegan in the past month or so. I've been vegetarian for 7 years now, but that's not enough, I guess. They say being with me would make them a hypocrite. They're thinking of leaving. I'm more ticked than anything. I spent a year with them and now they're thinking of leaving because I like milk. I thought about marrying them even. And now they're choosing a cow over me. Feels selfish to me. Is it wrong that I'm mad? What do I do? Any advice is welcome. I'm kind of at a loss for words currently. My freaking partner chose a freaking cow over me. You're not wrong to be mad. You're valid in that and your emotions of being upset. That's your partner's decision. You don't have to change your life for your partner. You don't have to do that. If you're okay with milk and eggs and having a vegetarian lifestyle and not going vegan, that's on you. That's your lifestyle. You don't have to change yourself for your partner. That's not healthy to do that. Your partner shouldn't be telling you that you have to change yourself to date them. Now, your partner calling himself a hypocrite. What's your partner doing? I'll be more like, is your partner on social media telling everybody that I only do everything vegan and everything in my life is vegan related. Even my boyfriend is vegan. Like, and you are not. And I'm gonna put a gender on here. It could be even boyfriend. Even my girlfriend's vegan, and you're not vegan, and your partner's up there saying you are. That's not what your partner brought this upon themselves. I think this is your partner's way of trying to end this relationship, trying to get out the relationship, because at this point, nothing y'all guys are doing are wrong from what it seemed like. I don't know. Just go off the context you're giving me, it seems like everything's cool, and it's like your partner's kind of self-sabotaging this relationship. I say let them self-sabotage. You found out right now that this partner's not the one for you. You've been dating for, I say, a year? More than anything, we spent a year with them now. You're dating for a year and you say you think about marrying them, but you just dodged a bullet in this situation. If they're gonna get mad with you because you're a vegetarian and you like eggs and dairy, I guess I understand vegan is a lifestyle and vegetarian is a lifestyle. The way you eat, your eating habits is a lifestyle, but that doesn't fall on you. That falls on them. You dodged a bullet. You're every right to be mad, but the fact that they have to leave you because you're vegetarian, not vegan, that's on them. And I don't see like there's a way. I wish I had more context of like if you guys argue over different stuff, but if that's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and they went vegan while you're dating them, yeah, that's me, somebody trying to end a relationship and trying to find a way to get out. Last question. I'm feeling confused after a great first day. So I matched with this girl who is incredibly smart and attractive. She eventually asked if we could meet up, but as friends first, then see if anything develops. This was because she finds 90% of men unattractive, so I knew my chances of getting a second date with her was extremely low. I had low expectations. Anyway, we met up at a bar at 7:30 and the date lasted for 3 hours. After the date, we hugged and she had a courtesy to ask if I got home safe, to which I replied accordingly and thanked her for a lovely evening. The following day, I asked if she would be interested in meeting up again at some point. She replied, absolutely. It was nice connecting with you yesterday, and she even set up the logistics for our next date. Okay, what's the problem? Let's find out. Here's his questions. Is she meeting up with me as friends again? For example, keeping things platonic? Could she be interested in me romantically and find me somewhat attractive at least? I'm just a bit confused because she said she finds 90% of men unattractive, and I'm very average with an average build and an average height. I would love to hear what people think and would love some insight. Had anyone else been in a similar situation? I don't think I've ever been in a similar situation. Most people I met through dating apps. So this girl says she finds men 90% unattractive. Okay, so she's taking it slow, and that's cool for her. You do the same thing, man. Keep your expectations low. Go on a second date. She asks you on a second date. I would even ask her, like, hey, is this a more romantic date or this is more of a platonic date? Ask her about that. Ask her what she's thinking on that. Because she set up a second date and she's saying you got the logistics and time, which means she's interested. I will see in this second date, see if she makes a move. Like you guys give her a hug and she make sure you got home safe. But let's say she leans into it, she's getting closer to you, she's putting her hands on you, she's touchy, she like has her hands like on your lap, or she's touching your like kind of like moving in closer to you more and more. You guys sitting like next to each other on a date, instead of like across from each other or sitting diagonal from each other. Like if she's moving, find a way to move herself closer to you, and then kind of put her hand on your shoulder, blatant size. Like she put her head on your like shoulder, her head's on your shoulder, then you know right then and there, okay, she's at least seeing you more than just a friend. So I would ask her, hey, if this is a date, just be on the safe side. Keep saying she says find men 90% unattractive. I would ask, do you see this going right now, currently? Do you see this as a romantic date or a date for friends? Ask that question and see what she says. She said, no, I see a thing here. I can see a little spark. There you go. You knocking on the door, try to get yourself in that house. But if she's like, no, I don't see this as a romantic relationship. I just see this as just friends only going forward. Then you're like, okay, I'm cool to hang out, but I'm like, go hang out, but mentally be like, all right, I'm not going to that door. I'm going to go back in the car and go home. But ask her that and see what she says. Heck, I would give it like 2 more dates. If the 4th date and you have to you really don't know what her thoughts and intentions are, ask what her thoughts and intentions are by that point. It's been a month. You have every right to ask that question. Like, hey, what do you see us going in this relationship? What do you want? Like, what do you want out of this? You want to be as friends relationship, but watch her moves, see how she does, and if you're that curious, ask her. Don't be afraid to ask. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate y'all. And see y'all in the next episode. Oh, don't forget, I do have a Spotify. It's Nerdy Dating, Zakka with Nerdy Dating on Spotify. Or Nerdy Dating with Zakka on Spotify. And also TikTok and Instagram, Zakka with Nerdy Dating or Nerdy Dating with Zakka, where you can follow and get more information, like just clips of the show. And if there's a question you want to ask on the show, please put in the comment section below and I'll get to it on the next episode. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you and keep being awesome.